Kia ora collective, no mai, haere mai, welcome to my channel Tarot by Amber's Sun. I'm going to be doing a collective reading today. These collective readings are general, so they're not going to resonate with everybody. Please don't take them too seriously, it is just tarot. I channel energy, I use the cards with my intuition, I read the messages to tell a story, okay? So I've got a tarot deck and I have an oracle deck. If this does resonate for you, like and subscribe to support my channel. My intention with these readings is to provide clarity, guidance, healing, awareness, inspiration. So I actually love doing collective readings because they are more spontaneous and I just go with the energy and you never know what story is going to come out. So they're a little bit different from the astrological readings because they have to be out every month at the beginning of the month. And so there's less pressure, I think, with collectives. So let's go. Let's tap into collective energy. What messages? What messages are there for the collective? Okay, we're going to take that Five of Cups that flipped over, just the Five of Cups. The story of regret, the story of disappointment about how, I'm going to say a love story. Everything always goes back to love, doesn't it? So the story of how this is like pining for lost love that didn't work out. But then the beauty of the Five of Cups is that through that disappointment of a lost love in the past, this is past energy, there is the blessing of a Two of Cups. But sometimes we don't see that blessing until we don't see that blessing of the Two of Cups until for some time, because we're so stuck on that past energy. And it can take some time. Take some time. So let's see what else is there. Tell us more. Oh, Five of Swords, yeah. Attachment. Mental confusion, being held back from the Two of Cups, being held back from the blessing, not in the physical sense but in the mental sense. It's the mental attachment that can keep us holding on to the past. I'm just going to take what's flipped over. We have deception. Being deceived by our own mind trap. Being deceived by our mind to not see the blessing, but to focus, being deceived to focus on the past as if we're going to magically find the solution. We're going to magically have an aha moment, an awakening that's going to release us from the past attachment mentally. And sometimes when we are attached mentally to the past, so much so that we cannot see the blessing in front of us, we can deceive ourselves in that process, yes, but also we don't want to see, but we also don't want to admit. There's something about not admitting to ourselves that we deceived our own happiness. We deceived our own blockage of a blessing that's in our face, you know. Yeah, because the blessing brings 10 of Cups. This is ultimate happiness. This is happily ever after energy. 10 of Cups is fulfillment, total fulfillment. It's like every cup pours into the next cup, and it's a beautiful blossoming, and it's happily ever after energy. So this flower here reminds me of the root or base chakra, which is red. And sometimes when we block some of collective, you have a blocked base chakra. And so the base chakra, it sits at the bottom, like where our tailbone is, like at the base of our back or our butt. And it provides, when that chakra is open and aligned, it provides us a sense of security, a sense of foundation, a sense of roots, having roots that go deep into the earth. And so we feel secure. It's also to do with, I think it's abandonment. So if you have abandonment issues, that could be a reason for being so stuck in the head, or being attached mentally, because it goes back to childhood wounds of, you know, if some of us didn't have that security or that feeling of security that comes from the base chakra. So then we have to actually work on that base chakra in order to feel now secure as adults and feel a sense of belonging, a sense of firm foundation. And I feel like this mental attachment to the past is blocking off this 10 of Cups connection, which is a blessing that's come through with the 2 of Cups. And once we can, I think working on that base chakra is going to help bring through this 10 of Cups, because this blessing is actually bringing happiness and joy and emotional fulfillment that will last forever, or that has the potential to last forever, because it's the happily ever after card. Tell me more. Prince of Swords. The mind, when we deceive oneself, when we deceive ourselves into being attached mentally to the past, because we falsely believe that it's going to bring some kind of security in the now, because of abandonment wounds, the need to find clarity. That sword in the deception card here is the sword of truth. It's the only one clear sword, right? Because it's upright, pointing up towards the moon. These other swords are more like, they're quite bent, and they're almost like intruding on the truth, if that makes sense. But this also gives me the feeling of attachment, the illusion or deception that we can create from the truth in order to create a story to keep us attached to the past, requires, because again we have the sword of truth upright here, and these other swords are also bent. So there's definitely something about being, because I look at these swords as being mental attachments to the truth. They're unnecessary, if we can see or find the root cause, which is perhaps going back to childhood and looking at the abandonment issues, but also this could be just to do with opening up that base chakra. So you can Google chakra alignment or how to open your base chakra, your root chakra. That's going to help release these mental attachments. But also Prince of Swords is communication. He is coming in swiftly on this chariot. He has these 3 cherubs. Oh, he also has a sickle. And the sickle can be found, I always think of the sickle with the death card and how that he has that giant sickle, right? The sickle is used to harvest wheat in the fields. So he has that in one hand, and then he has a sword of truth in the other. So but there's something about that sickle when we're harvesting wheat. What is that? I think it is when we gather, it's time for harvesting, and he's out there on his chariot, ready to harvest what he has grown. And harvest is only seasonal, right? It's every season, and then you have to harvest, and then you grow again, you start the planting process until it's again harvest time. So there's something about it being harvest time. Whatever seeds that you have planted and whatever you've been nurturing, it's time to enjoy the rewards or reap the rewards of it, of the wheat, in order to use it. But there's also communication about truth. So communicating your truth because you've harvested something, or you're ready to harvest. Maybe it's this 10 of Cups, this emotional fulfillment. Tell me more. Actually, tell me more about that Prince of Swords. Knight of Cups. I'm just going to take those ones that fell on the cards. Knight of Cups, coming in with a love offer, taking action based on love and feeling. And then the 9 of Pentacles. This is self-sufficiency in order to be independently able to provide for yourself. So that could be the harvest, right? We're harvesting all the good seeds, and therefore our independence, our coin, our self-sufficiency, our finances, our stability, we're self-sufficient here. We can take care of oneself, because then that would eliminate the mind attachment to the past if we have stability. And the base chakra provides us stability, a sense of belonging, because it's time to harvest now our own self-sufficiency, providing for ourselves so that we're not reliant on being mind-trapped or mind-fucked by the past, because that's a form of deception, of deceiving oneself. From 10 of Cups, happiness. And then he takes action with the Knight. He takes action. This is the Knight in shining armor energy, because he's found self-sufficiency, self-worth. That's what it is, self-worth. So he's reaping. It's time to harvest his own self-worth, to take action on a 10 of Cups. I love it. Okay, one more card for the Yeah, Nine of Swords. Blood, sweat, and tears have gone. There's already been too much time worrying. There's already been too much time wasted worrying, being full of anxiety, being mind attached to the past, created so much anxiety, so much worry that was unnecessary. And that was a form of self-deception, because Spirit doesn't want us to be stuck in a mind trap that continuously provides self-deception, but also worry, doubt, anxiety, late nights. He wants happiness. Spirit wants us to be in this Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment. So working on the base chakra, coming clear about your truth. What's a straight sword? What's a bent sword? Bent swords cannot reap a harvest. Only a sickle can, because of its design. It's not quite, a sickle is like, I'm obsessed with the sickle. Okay, this is like a half circle, right? The shape of a sickle. This is like a bent banana. And so you're not going to be able to reap a harvest with a bent banana shaped sword. It has to be a sickle, which is a half circle, because it's designed and shaped for maximum harvest with the least amount of effort. And this creates, working on this old abandonment wound is going to create security for yourself, so you're not reliant on the past, being attached mentally to the past, because you'll have your own sense of self-worth. And this is self-worth, this is screaming self-worth to me, because abandonment issues can bring about that feeling of not being worthy, not being enough, not being secure, not, being insecure. And coming from that space is just, it doesn't get anywhere. In order to receive that blessing, or see that blessing finally with the Two of Cups, that it brings emotional fulfillment, happily ever after, self-sufficiency, if you work on, it's time for harvest. So the Knight of Cups can be free to just release his emotions and feelings, because there's been enough time in anxiety and worry. Give me some oracle cards to support this story for the collective. So it's time, collective, to reap your harvest. Building blocks, building upon what you have already started, building up your confidence, building up your self-sufficiency, building up your worthiness. This to me is self-confidence, self-belief, self-worth, because you are good enough, building from the bottom up, gain that base root chakra. Clean it up. Yeah, harvest it up. Clean it up with that business, because this is just, this mind stuff is just clean it up. Leave the one sword, okay? Leave the one sword of truth and clean all this other mess up. And this mess is attachments to the past regrets. Clean it up, collective. So you can have your Ten of Cups. Yep, rely on the higher power. Higher power is the blessing, that's the Two of Cups, that's waiting there, that's always been there, that wants you to have the Ten of Cups. Another oracle. For the collective, observer, observing. This Prince of Swords is observing these cherubs, and these cherubs are angels, right? Pulling along his cart. So he's observing them. Higher power. This fox is observing the stars or the moon. So there's something about observing where it is that's going to bring you more growth or going to bring your harvest. Observing where the harvest is, ready to be sown or gathered. Observation. Chop wood. Yeah, chop wood is doing the work, is doing the harvest, getting out in the field. Observing where the work needs to be done, or observing where the harvest is going to be so that you can start the work. Clean it up. Again, we have a broom. This is a feather duster. This is a broom. This is about cleaning up observing what needs being cleaned out of your mind, because there's no place like home. Where is home? Home is a place that feels safe. Home is a place that feels comfortable. Home is a place that feels warm. Home is where you make a home. Home is where you feel most comfortable to just be yourself. You don't have to worry about anything because you know that you're safe in your home and it's a warm place to be at the end of the day, right? So the home can relate to an actual home. A home can be like-minded people. A home can be a person. A home can be a sense of self within yourself, feeling comfortable within your skin. And that root chakra again is coming up. That base chakra is about feeling comfortable and rooted and grounded, and that gives you a sense of self-worth, a sense of security. That's what it is. Security. Finding your security, going to your security, observing where is it? Where do I feel at home? Where is my home? Who is your home? Clean it up, chop wood, do the work. Okay, I feel like I'm going to leave it there with the home card. I really like that finishing. This is about, everything that I mentioned. I'm not going to go over it again, but I hope someone was able to take something from this message. Like and subscribe to support my channel if you enjoyed this. So I will see you at the next reading. Ka kite anō.